Hey guys, what's up? It's AJ. Welcome back to another video. In our previous video, we made the enemy attack the player, but these attacks weren't really damaging the player. In this video, we're gonna add some more attack animations for the enemy, and we're also gonna make these attacks damage the player. And we are also gonna work on cooldown timers for these attacks. Actually, we are just gonna improve on the cooldown timer script that we already set up when we were making the player. So without further ado, let's get started. So guys, I have added two more animations for attack of the enemy, and these are kind of gonna work the same way attack one does. So once the enemy is in attacking distance of the player, he's gonna transition from grounded state to attack one, because we are gonna trigger attack one parameter which we have, and in the same way we are gonna trigger attack two and attack three depending on the cooldown timer that we have. And once this attack animation has played out completely, because we have an exit time on the transition back from attacking animations to grounded state. So once these attack animations have played out completely, we are going to go back to whatever the enemy was doing, and if he's still in attacking distance from the player, he's going to just attack again if the cooldown timer is not still running. So the way these attacks work are animations work are, if we go to animations, characters, and player, I think player 13, yeah, and I think this was the animation we used for attack one. So if you check here in the events, we have a hit 01 function. So what this does is, when the player animation plays out and it reaches this position, it's going to check all the components on the all the scripts on the game object which has this animator, and then it's gonna find out a function or check for a function called hit01, and does whatever hit01 has in it. So what we did with the player is we had a hit01 in the fighter script, I think, and when this animation was played out and function hit1 is called, we are gonna we just called health script of the target, and in health script we had a method called take damage which would reduce the health of the target, and we are going to do the same thing with enemy as well. So if you see here in the console, that's the error we have been getting. Animation event hit01 on animation sword attack 4, and this is the animation called sword attack 4 has no receiver. That's because we don't really have any script on this on the enemy character having the function hit01. So that's how we are gonna trigger damage on the player. Now first thing we are gonna do here is we are gonna create a new script. So in scripts enemies, I'm gonna create a C# script, name it enemy fighter. Now let's move to Visual Studios and edit this. Enemy controller, this is how we triggered that animation. Now we are gonna be moving this onto the enemy fighter script, but we don't have a instance of the enemy fighter in the enemy controller, so let's make one. I'm gonna call it EF, and just like we did with the enemy mover, we're gonna say EF equal to get component enemy fighter. Now if we move to enemy fighter script, I don't think we need these. Actually, we need a start. So I'm just gonna delete the update, and I'm gonna create a method here. Let's call this attack behavior. And in attack behavior, we are just gonna call we are just gonna set the trigger attack one. So instead of doing it like this, I believe it's better to add a instance of the animator because we are going to need it for attack 1, 2, and 3, all 3 triggers. So let's say animator, animator, and let's set it up and start. Now we are going to need a hit 0, 1 because that's the function that we have in the animation event. And we're also going to need a instance of the target health. Now if you go to enemy controller, we already have the target, which is the nearest target. So when we call ef.attack behavior from start attacking method in the enemy controller, we're just gonna pass in the nearest target dot get component health, as well. Now this is giving an error because we don't have a parameter in the attack behavior. So let's add it. And let's call it target health. Now let's make a field of type health and call it target health in the fighter script. And let's set this dot target health equals target health. And here in hit 0, 1, we can just call target health dot take damage and pass in a damage value. So for the damages, I'm just gonna do the same way we did in the fighter script of the player. So we're gonna have a float, damage factor 1, 2, and 3, and a strength. And for each attacks, we are gonna divide the strength by one of these values. But I'm just gonna set damage factor 3 to 20 because damage factor 3 being 10 is gonna give a huge damage on the player. We don't need that. So here we just gotta say strength divided by damage factor 1, so that if we go to implementation here, take damage is gonna take the value which we get when we divide strength divided by strength by damage factor 1 and reduce the health points by that much amount. Now let's move to Unity and check this out. Back in Unity, I have attached the enemy fighter script onto the enemy prefab of a hit play. You are gonna see that the player is now taking damage, but as you can see, the player is still taking damage even if the enemy is attacking from far behind, like not in attacking range, not when the player is within attacking range of the enemy. So that's one thing we want to work on. And we want to also add other attack animations. So let's do that. So first I'm gonna go to the cooldown timer, and this is where we left the cooldown timer previously. So this is just gonna be fine when we have just one player using the cooldown timer, but we want all the characters, including all the playable characters and the enemies and even NPCs, to use the same cooldown timer. So we don't want the timers on each character to be the same. We wanna have a way of setting it up in the Unity editor. So what we're gonna do is create a integer array, serialize field int, and let's call this attack timers equals new int. I'm just gonna set it up, set the size up to 3, and if we want, we can increase it in the future. Now, instead of initializing these here, I'm gonna just declare these dictionaries. And I'm gonna create a start. And we could go ahead and say cooldown time attack 01 equal to 2, cooldown time attack 02 equal to 3, blah blah blah. But we're not going to do that. We're going to use a for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than attack timers dot length I plus plus, and then we can just say cooldown time attack 0 plus I plus 1 dot ToString equals attack timers 0, and we just need to do it one time, because when I equal to 0, we're going to get here attack 0 concat. This is actually concatenating attack 0 with I plus 1, so that is going to be 1 attack. That's going to make it attack 1, and we are just going to set it to the first element on the attack timers array. Then we can just copy this, paste it here, and do the same for next attack time. But here we're not going to set it to attack timers of 0. We're just going to set it to 0, and that's enough for the cooldown timer. And with this, we are going to be able to set different timers for different characters from the Unity editor by just working with the attack timers array. Now we go back to the enemy fighter script. Let's say we use the cooldown timer to trigger the attack now. So we're going to check if time is greater than, oh, we don't really have a cooldown timer instance in this fighter script, do we? So let's just add a instance. Let's call the CD timer, and let's set this up in start. So CD timer equals get component cooldown timer. So here we can use CD timer dot next attack time, and in the first case it's going to be attack 1. So initially next attack time is going to be 0, and time is going to be greater than next attack time. So we are going to use we are just going to trigger the attack right away. Then we are going to increment the timer by adding time with CD timer dot cooldown time attack 1. And since time is a float and everything else, both the dictionaries, the values are integer, we are going to need to cast time to an integer. Now let's do the same for attack 2 and 3. And it is going to be in this order: attack 3 first, then 2, and then attack 1. That's because I'm going to set the attack 3 to have maximum damage. And in that case, we want the enemy to go for attack 3 before attack 2 if the timer on both, if the next attack time on both the attacks are 0. And because of that, we are going to need to make this an else if here as well. So only when both attack 3 and attack 2 are in cooldown period, the enemy is gonna go to attack 1, because attack 1 is gonna deal the minimum damage, if you know what I mean. So that's done. And in attack 3 and attack 2, we have functions called hit 2 and hit 3. So let's add them. So for attack 2, the damage factor is going to be 2, and attack 3, the damage factor is going to be 3. And let's actually just make a region over here called damage. And region. Okay. Pretty good. Now to make the player not take damage once he has moved out, but the attack animation is still played by the enemy, we wanna check if the player is within the attacking distance still before making the target take damage in here. So let's see how we can do that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a method to update the target's position on the fighter script. Let's call it update target pose. This is going to take a vector 3 target pose. And let's say we have a vector 3 field called target pose over here. So this dot target pose is going to be equal to target pose, and we can use the enemy controller script update method to call this. So let's say ef dot update target pose, and here we just gotta use, oh actually we already have a target pose, so I'm just gonna pass this in. And that's how we get the target pose updated in each frame in the enemy fighter script. Now we can have a float here to check the distance of the player or the target from the enemy, just as we had some fields in the enemy mover script. So let's call this distance to target, and we're gonna have a minimum damageable distance. Only if the player or the target is within this distance of the enemy, then the enemy plays an attack animation, the player or the target gets damaged. So let's call this damaging distance, and let's set it to 1f as a default. Now I'm gonna create a boolean function. Let's call it at damaging distance. And this is gonna work the same way we had the at attacking distance method or at waypoint work. So let's say here distance to target equals vector 3 dot distance transform dot position comma target pose, and we are just gonna return distance to target less than or equal to damaging distance. Now we are gonna call this method and check if the player is within damaging distance of the enemy before we actually make the player or the target take damage. from the attack. That's kind of what we need to do. So let's just go back to Unity and see if this works out. So guys, I have attached the CoolDownTimer script to the enemy prefab. Now I'm just gonna hit play and hope it works. And now if you see, the player is taking damage, but if the player moves away from the damageable distance of the enemy and the enemy is still playing the animation, the player is not taking any damage. So that's all good. Hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That would be really helpful. Until next time, see you. Bye.